I want to show you one thing, and this goes towards the idea, I think, and this is crucial. This is a very important, like, detail that can kind of explain how I think about and feel about things, and how you'll go, oh, okay, yeah, I see why you can, I don't know, so I guess so with a broad chest and a high head, say that Elon Musk is a fucking dunce. Let me show you. Now, let me show you, I will show you a headline that seems like it would be good news for him. So let me show you this real quick. This is it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, oh, hold on a second. I got to fix one thing. This guy right here. Am I looking? What's happening? There we go. Okay, here we go. I don't want to move this over so I can show it to you. And 3, 2, I have a publish button, don't I? Isn't there a make it so button? And I don't have it on the thing. Nope. Okay, I'll just do it over here. Boop. There we go. Elon Musk's ex, aka Shitter, raises almost, that's an interesting, $1 billion in new equity funding. Now, a company that costs somewhere in the order of $44 billion cash should probably bring in profits rather than have to seek equity funding of $1 billion, or if you were getting equity funding, it would be a quarter of the value of the company at a size like that. At $44 billion, you'd want to see, I don't know, $8 billion or something like that would be okay. We're expanding, we're growing some major thing, right? Now, almost $1 billion in new equity funding. This is the important. Okay, there's a lot of. Here we go. Elon Musk's social network X has raised close to $1 billion in new equity from investors in a deal that values the company at $32 billion. Hey, kids, does anybody remember how much money? I'm going to go back to the chat for this one. Does anybody remember how much he bought it for? Ballpark. You don't have to give me the dead-on number, but just relatively close. What would, yeah, 44. It's close to 44. Yeah. So with that extra $1 billion that he was able to wrangle out of some investors, the company he paid $44 billion for is worth 32. I don't know if that includes the $1 billion almost that he got at this round of funding thing from buddies with some loose change in their fucking pockets. But let's sum this up. Elon Musk, with the help of the Saudis, leveraged Tesla stock, which is a problem, and Sean P. Diddy Combs, who is an investor, bought Twitter for $44 billion approximately. And it is now, after he's taken sole ownership of it, fired everybody, created a, his own management structure inside it, took over advertiser outreach, which looks like this, and, started, while allegedly doing a lot of doji shit and rocket shit, really spends 24 hours a day just shitting on Shitter. After all of his efforts to bring back white supremacists and be a free speech absolutist who shuts down accounts that make fun of him, after all that, what's his return on investment, ladies and gentlemen? Elon Musk. You're starting to understand why he and Trump are friends. You're starting to understand why, like, these guys were born to be together. Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion, largely with money that was not his, another Trumpian kind of thing. And now he was forced to go get raise equity, raise some funding, couldn't even scramble together a full billion, and the company is worth less than 12 billion less than what he paid for it. It's lost $12 billion. I don't even know why the fucking company costs $1 billion by itself. It's a bunch of servers. You could outsource most of that shit. It's beyond me. I mean, I understand like half of the people that you have to operate a social network are people just taking down awful shit all day long. He's lost $12 billion. And that's what we know of. That's if you believe it's worth roughly $32 billion, which is what the article says. I don't. I do not believe it is worth $32 billion. I would like to see the asset list. Elon Musk is a moron, and he's a terrible businessman. And the only thing that makes his companies successful is the purchasing power of blue states and government contracts. That's it. That's the entirety of it. If he doesn't have a government contract, he needs his customer base to be Democrats. They're the people who buy electric cars and battery systems for their house to attach to their solar roof. Remember the fucking Tesla solar roof? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do, like, I'm still working on the Doge list of guys. I keep discovering little pockets of like 5 or 6 names. So I'm trying to put together a PowerPoint of each of these dipshits. And it's hard finding pictures, which I find, you'd think with all the transparency. But how about we do a retrospective? I'm sure there's a bunch on YouTube already of Elon Musk's bullshit tech promises that never fucking happened. Hold on. Here you go. So. Oh my God, the fucking website's still using the same video from like 5 years ago. This is this is the same shit he was selling. These are these solar tiles that don't work. Seen anybody with a house covered in these things? Are they going like gangbusters? Are all the houses in Texas? Thank you, John. Being covered in these things? Are they made in America? Are they everywhere now? Oh my God, the technology. Order them now. They'll be ready in 3 years, I promise, kinda. I feel like this website has been abandoned. It has not changed since we looked at it the first time. Yeah, this is the other thing. Like, hit it with a hammer, it doesn't break. If you hit tile with a hammer, it breaks. If you hit vinyl with a hammer, it doesn't break. Yeah, I know. I can try that on a kitchen floor too, dum-dum. Remember that promise? They'd be everywhere? Not so much. So, are you a genius if you alienate your entire customer base? Are you a genius if you donate all the money in an election cycle to the politician that is going to eliminate the government contract for electric cars that you relied on to make your system the most viable, that gave you a market head start? Never mind the fact that, let's see if I can, let's bring this up one last time. Oh, this is some good stuff. Let's see where it is right now. It's 233. It's been hovering around there. 233 this whole time. These are the day traders fucking around with it, up and down. Boop, 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 boop. You want to, like, look at this. Look what everybody thought when Trump won in November. By the way, can I just say for the record, that people were counting on maybe Tesla to either get a contract for all the robots that the government's going to use to do the government jobs, the robotic IRS agents, that whoever he was going to replace humans with Grok or some shit. That's clearly what they believed at the election, because look at this flood of money. And then, but I would like to remind you that look where the stock was before that. That was the expected rise, was 20% back then. Everybody was putting it as a hold. Don't buy any, which was dumb at that point. They were just saying it depends on the election. As soon as the election went, it turned into a buy, and then poof. But it wasn't. It's basically going back down to baseline. The difference is it'll hold at this point, and then when it sinks below whatever this number is, what's our lowest point here? 217. Start seeing it go 200. I think what it was, it faces a margin call at 180. This is not business. That's a cult. That's a cult bubble. Tesla's not a business. It's a cult. Tesla cars are not, and again, that's why I showed you this business with like NVIDIA and GM have they made a deal for AI in their factories and their next gen vehicles. It's a huge deal. Jensen Huang announced it at this thing. Like they're going to, and it caused, there you go, General Motors stock, which is about 49.51, to go up by a few pennies. Oh, thank you. Thanks for liking the stream, Jackie. Can I point to the fact that this is what General Motors stock is worth? And that's arguably the ballpark where if Tesla was a real company with the real scrutiny that goes with a real company and real employees and a real workforce, that's about where they would be. Maybe they'd be $60 because they're new. They don't belong anywhere in the $200 range. And people are starting to realize that. You done, son? And there's no shame in having a car company with a $50 stock price. You put out a lot of shares and the stock price will, spread out over a lot of people, but then a lot of people are invested in the long-term health of your company. That's what's kept Ford alive. That's what's kept GM alive. Thank you. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream, like these wonderful zombies. So I'm just telling you, you and I, chat room, we don't like Elon Musk as a human being. We don't like Donald Trump as a human being because they're both awful. Trump is a braggart about being a serial sexual assaulter. So fuck him. That's enough. I don't need any other reason. He was friends with Jeffrey Epstein for 25 years. I don't need another reason to hate the guy. I don't need anything else. Find another Republican that does the policies you like. Because if you can't find him, the only guy you could find was a rapist, get out of here. No, I don't need to hear it. I don't have derangement syndrome. You can't make me like somebody who was friends with Jeffrey Epstein for a quarter century. You can't do it. Fuck off. Stop trying. We're not even in the ballpark of derangement syndrome. And you'd have to be deranged to forgive that guy the shit that he's done. So piss off. On that, other than that, I have no opinion. That said, he's also a crap businessman. You know how I can prove it? I know I got to go because I got to stop talking because I won't be able to do a show later if I... But the Celebrity Apprentice was a comedy. The Celebrity Apprentice was based on the principle that not only can Donald Trump not give advice to normies who show up on The Apprentice, it's fucking ridiculous that anybody would listen to his advice. So let's bring in celebrities who are successful and have this dickhead tell them how to be successful in business. It was a joke. Celebrity Apprentice was a joke. Everybody at NBC, everybody who watched it knew that it was funny that these people would compete to listen to Donald Trump because he doesn't know what he's talking about. That he was the punchline of Celebrity Apprentice. And again, we all knew it. That's why I didn't watch the fucking show. It's why I didn't go on it. They buzzed by me a couple of times. No, not interested. Thanks. Because again, everybody knew the guy was gross. They call you up. They go, hey, you want to be on this guy's show? And you go, what was that quote from him about Jeffrey Epstein, about him being a really fun guy and he likes to party and he likes women on the younger side? Pass. Pass. No, I don't. You don't need another reason. The fact that he talked about his unborn daughter and did this in regard to the child's mother who was sitting right next to him. Fuck off. He's also a failed businessman. He also bankrupted a casino, all these other, that's way down the road. That's normal reasons to think I shouldn't listen to this asshole. That's enough. And if the Republicans can't find somebody who does the things they want to get done, that can get elected by their fucking base, who doesn't do that shit, that's their problem, not mine. And I will enjoy watching Peanut Butter Dickhead and Glenn Beck and Stu and Laura Ingraham and Jesse Waters and all these shitheels try to make excuse after excuse after excuse as he fucks the economy and he fucks up world peace and all the things he promised cadaver just like they did last time. And these folks start going, how are we supposed to have known? How are we supposed to have known? You weren't. You weren't supposed to know. Because you're stupid. I didn't think you'd figure it out. You're stupid. You'd have to be. All right, I'm going to keep going. I love you guys. Hit that like. I'll see you guys later this afternoon. Son of a bitch. Thank you guys for the super chat today. Really appreciate it. I got to stop talking for a while.